My question is just, like you mentioned B2B sales, like selling to universities. What does that process of actually approaching the university and kind of making the deal with them look like?
So we do a lot of conferences as well. So boots on the ground. So like knowing your industry is important, right? So like meeting people in person, especially in the digital world like we're in now, is going to, I would say, literally put you in a better position than most of your competitors. Because you get to, feel people's energy. But if I'm not doing that, I also do outbound, right? So I would go to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, is one of my favorite tools for B2B prospecting. I build a lead list on there of, say I'm reaching out to CIOs in higher education. The industry will be higher education. The job title will be CIOs. I would look at the list, there might be 2,000 people on there. I would do data enrichment, right? So I would scrape their first name, last name, email, phone number, LinkedIn URL, all their contact data, right? First party data. Get that, put it in a CSV, review it, make sure it's accurate. Use a platform called Never Bounce to make sure that the emails are actually deliverable, because you don't want to send people emails that's not going to deliver. It most definitely will damage your domain. And then I run a campaign, right? So I'll come up with messaging templates that's relevant to that audience, right? So I might say, okay, deans care about accreditation, right? And student outcomes is a part of their accreditation if I'm reaching out to deans, right? So I would implement a lot of this, my messaging, or tie my messaging towards what they care about, right? And how they're actually approaching this in 2026. And then also throwing social proof, like, hey, we just signed on Arizona State, right? They switched over from a legacy competitor, but it all comes down to like research. And I would do research on different universities. If they're using VMOC, I have a list of VMOC's companies, or partners. I would literally make a list and then go to everybody in career services, or the deans, or the provosts, or the CIOs at that institution, and reach out to them about how Arizona State switched from VMOC to RITESY, and show them the case study, right? To prove that, hey, we actually have the largest institution, or one of the largest institutions in the United States that switched over with 180,000 students from a legacy competitor they've been using for 4 or 5 years. Does that help? Once you book the meeting, you do the demo from there.